Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Joe, aka Cap.
I'm Dom, not Mysterio.
Scott Bash.
And I'm Francis.
And this is The Push. Guys, a whole lot of shit's been going on in professional wrestling, so let me know, let me hear them all. Guys, what's been going on this week?
I mean, if you guys want me to go first, I've got something I really wanted to tell you.
Shoot for it, Francis. We're going to be hearing from our residential weeb, Francis Harrison.
I like to think that I bring more to the table than just being an absolute cringe weeb lord.
You don't. Now tell the story.
It hurts double because I was going to talk about New Japan. The G1 tournament is underway, and our boy Gabe Kidd has advanced in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This past weekend, he knocked out Shota Umino, Japanese Ken himself, and then he proceeded to cut one hell of a scathing promo where he basically mentally degenerated into a Guy Ritchie character.
Oh no.
It's like, oh mate, Shota, you're fucking starting, mate. I'll fucking kill you. And I can't do that for long without pissing off all of our British fans. So I will just let you guys come to the conclusion yourself that it was really, really good. Also advancing along in the G1 tournament is the Mexican Boba Fett, well, the fake Hispanic Boba Fett that's actually a Japanese guy, that is Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that.
Yeah, I was really wondering where that analogy was going.
There's just so much to take in there. Like, how do you describe Tetsuya Naito? Okay, imagine Boba Fett, but he's Japanese, but also pretends that he's Hispanic and he likes tuxedos. Like, what?
There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack there.
I think we need an entire episode just for that.
I feel like Francis needs to come up with better fucking topics.
But I was talking about our boy! Now all we need to do is advance to the other finals, but make it all the way to the end and not lose to Chaos or anyone else in Bullet Club. And Gabe Kidd will main event Wrestle Kingdom in January.
Easy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Wrestle Dynasty. Yeah, see? Super easy.
Yeah, super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
And hey,
yeah, just 100 other matches.
Yeah, and hey, he was super over in that match, despite being a heel. Hopefully New Japan will take note of that and give him a bigger push.
I honest to God can only hope so. I actually really do like the guy.
Gabe Kidd is amazing. Like, I feel like I'm just saying that because we use one of his quotes as a tagline on our Insta.
Which you should totally follow, by the way, at The Push Wrestling.
Nice plug!
Thank you.
But I think
it's... that every fucking time he does that?
Yes, it's called a catchphrase, frankly. The same way he does it when I mentioned that you should totally be following us on TikTok as well, at The Push Wrestling.
Once again,
yeah, it's just I get.
We gotta plug our socials, man. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that Gabe Kidd is the Push's resident dark horse for the G1 this year.
I mean, listen, I have not entirely been following the G1 Cup as closely as I maybe should be, but
that's what we have Francis for.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's
Otherwise,
true.
he wouldn't have a job.
That's true. There's only so much wrestling that one person can consume all at the same time, while also maintaining other parts of their life as well.
No, it's like the Matrix. You just got to download it into your brain.
I wish it were that easy.
I wish it was so easy. The show would probably skyrocket. We'd also probably have 10 times longer episodes than we already do.
Yeah.
But obviously we here at The Push, we are pushing for Gabe Kidd to be winning this cup.
That's too what you did there.
The push pushes Gabe, if you will.
Yes, the push pushes Gabe.
The push pushes Gabe.
Yes, double meaning there. Very fun. Anything else as far as the G1 Cup?
Well, aside from the fact that Jeff Cobb lost to a guy whose name I can't remember, so you can only imagine how fucking different this dude has to be to cleanly pin Jeff Cobb. Yeah, remember him? The human refrigerator that likes to suplex people until their backs are on the outside of their body? Yeah, he got taken down.
Yes, no, I'm quite familiar with Jeff Cobb.
In the G1.
Wouldn't your back already be on the outside of your body?
No, like I meant his spinal column.
So you should have said that.
Yeah, but I forgot.
So he's worse than Brock Suplex?
We're getting really
maybe
pedantic. Oh my god.
But like it was, and he beat the guy whose name is still currently escaping me. Beat Jeff Cobb while he's still New Japan TV champion.
Oh, so this dude is just built alternatively. Like genuinely, like just a machine. Okay, cool, got it.
That's crazy.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah. But we're still early in the tournament, so like the real like barn burners aren't upon us yet.
So do we know who Gabe Kidd's fighting next?
Gabe Kidd, I think Nakanishi.
Okay.
Like I could be wrong.
And what about
I know the first real big absolute technical marvel was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Evil Allcats.
Oh, now that's a good fucking match.
Yeah. The Zack Sabre Jr., you know, the best technical wrestler on the planet? Question mark?
There are a couple of people a couple of people that want to take that crown.
I want to say, like, it's him, Daniel Bryan Danielson. We could put Gable in there, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Chad Gable.
Okay, all right. Dom, would you happen to have a story for us? Would you happen to have a topic?
I do.
Okay, all right.
Our boy's currently in his final boy arc.
For real. Our man's had another run-in with the Wyatt Sycks, and this one didn't go in his favor as much as he would have liked.
Yeah.
To be fair, none of them really ever do.
True.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got that one where him and the Creeds like got some offense in on Bo and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, but he also like laughed that off. Actually, you know what? Since we're talking about this, I kind of want to talk about this. I know we mentioned this on like the last episode that yes, finally the Creed brothers are with Chad.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk for a minute because I have a slight problem with doing this here.
Okay.
You're thinking it's making them look like geeks before they even get their foot out the door.
Yes, immediately.
Yeah.
Yes. I
get it.
No,
sorry. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've kept no secret over the fact that I have been wildly kind of disappointed with this heel run of Chad Gable. Character-wise, it's fantastic. It's wonderful. However, the most remarkable thing that he is, he doesn't even have to be like Park Angle or nothing like that. He needs to win. There's no reason in the world why this man should not be Intercontinental Champion right now. But like the most remarkable thing he's done is be murdered off screen.
Okay, so hear me out. I do partially agree with you. I think he should have won some matches since turning heel, but obviously since his last match with Sami Zayn for the IC title, I don't believe he's really had much in terms of in-ring matches.
We didn't even get like that satisfying of a payoff between him and the former Alpha Academy.
Yes, so I think we're gonna kind of be leaning to that because like one thing I've noticed with the way Triple H is booking certain things is like he's kind of like interweaving storylines where appropriate. This of course being one, in my opinion. Like having Gable have this whole issue with the Alpha Academy and the creeds and everything. So now, he's still trying to get Otis to come back and this and that. And I feel like it's going to culminate at some point. It's going to culminate with a match between Otis and Gable, where, or at least I would hope so. That's where it was going. But you also have at the same time, the man's fighting two different fronts here, because now it's like not only is he trying to keep his numbers up and like get Otis back so he has like some extra muscle and this and that, but now he's also dealing with the Wyatt Sycks, and the Wyatt Sycks is after him because like he betrayed his quote unquote family.
By the way, just apologize to interrupt. I do need to point out one hilarious thing where during this segment on Monday, Chad mentioned the Wyatt Sycks are running roughshod and they're going after everybody. And I'm just saying, no, they're not.
Going after you.
No, actually, they literally don't care about anybody else. They literally don't care.
I think I can help bring some bright side into this, because as you guys were talking, it brought up in my head. And I think we've gotten numb from Vince McMahon for all these years. In when we see wrestlers losing, we know that their opportunities in their careers take a downfall. I don't think this is going to be the case with Triple H. I feel like we have, because if you've noticed this giant feud with this triangle feud, it's all different, brand new factions. Yes. Like we've been teased about Creed Brothers with Chad Gable, which I'm finally fucking happy that that's a group, because the world's greatest tag team can come back.
Or are you gonna get Kurt to manage them?
But that's the last piece I want, is Kurt to manage Gable. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. But maybe. I feel like this is just right now. All these new characters, we have all these brand new factions. Let's put them in one giant story, and let's see how well they all thrive together. Because then, if those three weird factions can thrive together, then we could put them in any kind of groups, and it will be a great match and a great storytelling.
Yeah. You're probably right. My brain is probably still McMahon poisoned, but I don't know.
We're so used to.
I don't know.
We're so used to our favorite wrestlers always being buried, always stay mid card,
being buried, basically.
And we never see them front.
Although in the case of Chad, he might literally get buried in this.
Deep in 9 Taps.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long ago where Vince tried to repackage him as Shorty G.
Oh God!
Yeah.
We don't mention that. We don't mention that.
We don't.
Hated that whole thing. But anyway, my point being, Scott, thank you for bringing that up, because that's basically what I was alluding to. Is I feel like they're kind of on a path where, like I said, seeing that there's these interweaving storylines with them, we might get that other places, where wrestlers are gonna be not, because with Vince it was always they're doing one thing and that's it. It's they have their feud with A has a feud with B and nothing else is happening.
Yeah.
But with Triple H, it's A has a feud with B, but also has a feud with C, but maybe D might get involved, and you never know. One thing I like with Triple H is it's not as predictable.
I suppose
what I mean?
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, because with Vince, it was okay, if Vince was booking the whole Wyatt Sycks thing and the Creeds and Chad Gable, the fallout with Otis would have happened already.
Yes.
We would have already had a match, yes. And then they would move on nothing ever fucking happened. Gable would be getting attacked by the Wyatt Sycks. Maybe we'd get a couple of tag team matches, and then Bo Dallas would lose the big one when it matters most, because that's how Vince always booked the Wyatt.
Yeah, you think he put over Chad over
his first solo match?
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying, because that's what he always fucking did. He would make them look super, super strong. He did the same thing with Bray every single fucking time. was they would look insanely strong. They would be a fucking menace to the locker room, and then the second they got into a feud, they would be like obliterating their opponent, constantly beating them week to week to week to week to week, and then they would get to the pay-per-view and lose. And I'm like, it makes no sense.
To be fair, that only really started when they lost to Cena, but yes.
But it was too frequent of a
yes.
trend.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, so I think that's kind of like what Triple H is going for, is having this web of like a storyline. So it's like we're looking in like 7 different directions at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, Gable's dealing with this and that at the same time. Is he going to get Otis back, or is he going to fight Otis? Are the Creeds, like what's going on with them? Like, when are we going to see like a real match with the Wyatts?
They haven't even. I find it interesting. They haven't even
why Gable would realistically have a mental breakdown.
Exactly.
I find it interesting because the Creeds haven't even really had that much of an opportunity to even talk about why they're even doing this.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's we have so much opportunity instead of it just all being blown out in a month.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Listen, I agree with everything you guys are saying, to be perfectly honest with you. I want to start seeing results from Chad, because I say it multiple times. I like this character. I like this run.
Yeah.
But I can't
I would like to see
it
Gable
if he keeps
win a match
losing.
or two.
And on top of it,
yes, because then he's not believable. He's just an annoying heel instead of a dangerous heel.
I genuinely believe the man should be Intercontinental Champion right now, but instead he's being chased by monsters, basically.
Like I said, he's in his Final Boy arc.
Every time I look at this man, I look at a dead man.
Yeah, you gotta look at it this way. How many years do we have to wait for Bruce Campbell to get the chainsaw hand between Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2? Yeah.
I would like to.
I do want to say just one last thing about.
Yes, go ahead, Dom. I apologize. We kind of went on this whole like you were still.
No, we're good. We're all good. If what Bo was wearing in the ring to hit Gable with that Sister Abigail is his like in-ring gear, his wrestling, like what he's gonna fight in, fucking I'm all in. Like perfect. That it looked awesome. The dreads, the mask, fucking all of it looked sick. B, Gable sold the ever living fuck on that Sister Abigail. That was like
he summoned Nick Nemeth for a second.
For real. Like dude did like a headstand and fucking just flipped over, and like it was
crazy.
Perfection.
It was absolutely beautiful. And since we are talking about the attire, I gotta say, I had my own worries about whether or not any of them would be how mobile, frankly, they could be in their costumes. I still have a couple of questions about it, because like you look at Dexter's mask specifically,
there's no way
the buzzard mask, like there's no way he can see in that thing. There's no way in hell he's able to fight in that thing.
No, I'm curious to see what the rest of them are gonna do, because like Bo Dallas has it easy. Like his mask has like big eye holes, and like you can see that he can fucking see everything.
Yep.
Same thing with Nikki Cross, but I doubt Nikki will wrestle in that mask either.
Yeah.
But the rest of them have like straight up.
Well, Gacy I think could do it technically.
Maybe, but like it's also like kind of a gas mask, so I can't imagine they would be wrestling in those. Maybe like I could see them coming out to hit like a spot with the masks on. But like, I don't see them wrestling full matches with those guys.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe there's no way in hell.
Maybe Bo, but that's it.
There's no way.
They're not gonna. It's gonna be the same thing with the Wyatts. They'll probably just take it off.
Yeah, they'll take it off
their true selves when they have a match.
Yeah, they'll take it off of him and he'll go nuts.
Yeah, like they'll wear it for the entrances and then take them off. Like Harper and Rowan used to do with the sheet masks.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to go crazy with it, you could probably like get them to have like some kind of face paint, something similar. But like,
I wouldn't be shocked. Like Bray was big on face paint. He did like it.
Bray was big on a lot of things, man.
Bray just liked anything that made him look scary.
He liked anything
was
that
also
looked
a
cool and
fan.
scary. Like,
So guys, this is a great moment to extend Dom's topic even further, and I would like to call someone out
oh god.
based on the Wyatt Sycks.
All right, time for a
Bash
Scott
is gonna
take.
bash.
Time to start bashing.
So I don't know how old this is. This could be a couple of years. This could be from when they first started, maybe a little bit after, or this could be like last week. But Dutch Mantel, who you may also know him as Zeb Coulter, who is the people manager of Jack Swagger, which I kind of really like Jack Swagger when he was in the WWE, but that's something different.
That's a callback.
But his comment was that he's already tired of the Wyatt Sycks, even though they've only been around for a couple of months and we finally gotten something out of them. Not
even. They've been around like a month at this point. Like,
well, outside of
it's a stupid comment because it's coming from a guy that honestly, when you look at his accomplishments, championships and accomplishments, it's like, okay, a bunch of no-name wrestling companies, and some of them you were heavyweight champion, but I've also seen a lot of tag team championships under his waist. But you look at his accomplishments when they explain what he's done. You know, TNA, they say he's done a bunch of things for him. They've done a bunch of things for them. But when you look at the paragraphs, when you look at them explaining his accomplishments, they're like 2 sentences. They were like, I was like, how can you be involved in so much, but yet so little comes out? And also, give or take that you've also managed a couple of people in your career, and if I'm not wrong, pretty much all of them are no longer a part of WWE when you were managing them in that time frame.
I remember Swagger, Cesaro,
Del Rio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, you could keep going. I mean, he's never really been interesting to me. But that's just a stupid comment because I would like to see them wrestle. I would like to see something other than just videotapes. But I understand the process. Like I'm not attacking them because of this. It's just
I get what you're saying.
It bothers me when people who are professionals in this kind of statement talk stupid because we get a lot of "you were never a part of this thing, you can't talk about it," which has always been ridiculous. But that's all sport.
Yeah,
actually, and it's like you know what they're going for. Like you know how the creative process works. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing for someone like who's just a casual fan to be like, oh, they've been doing this for so long, when are they gonna fight? But like, as someone who's been in the business, you understand how creative works. It's build up, it's anticipation, it's building hype for the right moment.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm very excited for them to have a match, and I kind of wish they would do it sooner rather than later. But I'm perfectly willing to wait if it means that match is going to be a fucking banger.
Because I feel like the one issue they've always had with Bray Wyatt is that they pushed his character way too far, way too quickly, because it would go to versing a few jobbers to, oh, there's a championship match.
Yeah, like, I agree. He really didn't need the Universal title that fast when he won it. Don't get me wrong, am I happy he won it? Yes, but
I still remember when he picked up the heavyweight title in that chamber.
The origin of all
coming. That was different.
Yeah, the origin of all Bray Wyatts and all those type of gimmicks goes back to really the Undertaker, and he hasn't. I mean, he's won championships, but when you think about him, he didn't win a lot. his character was more dominant than it was more important that his character was dominant than him having a championship because they didn't mean anything with him.
I was always cool. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was always cool either or. Like, don't get me wrong, the streak was arguably more important than any belt Deadman picked up, but it was still cool to see him win belts.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like characters like that don't necessarily need the titles because they can be so dominant because of their, like, quote-unquote powers and this and that.
It's especially interesting when you consider the fact that Undertaker, aside from, like, WWE Championship and World Heavyweight Champion, I don't think he really won like any other belts or anything like that.
No, he never won a mid-card title.
He was never in a mid-card title.
He did win a tag team title, I think, a couple of times with Kane.
Yeah, but that was it.
The Brothers of Destruction were tag team champions a couple of times.
Yeah, but
other than that, it was only ever world titles. There was never a mid-card title thrown in there.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like, it's kind of interesting to think about because, you know, especially nowadays when they make such a big deal about being a Grand Slam champion and all that stuff, you know, you really start to think like, wow, you know, this is like a really important thing. But then you think of a guy like The Undertaker.
Well, you have Shawn Michaels to thank for that.
You think of a guy like The Undertaker and there's a bunch of titles in WWE he never actually won.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the whole thing. They make a big deal out of Grand Slam champions and Triple Crown champions and things like that. And that's all well and good. Don't get me wrong. But what record do they talk about more than anything else?
I talk about
the streak.
No, not even the streak. Ric Flair.
Yeah.
16-time world champion.
Woo!
John Cena, 16-time world champion. And technically Flair is a world champion way more than 16 times, but it's only 16 that WWE acknowledges.
Yeah.
But I digress. That's a story for another day. Is that's a whole fucking rabbit hole.
If we were going by how many titles this man's actually won, John Cena would never retire.
No.
Yeah, coming soon, the Push does a territories retrospective.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun episode.
But yeah, it's, you know, obviously the world title, you know, the world heavyweight, the WWE championship, those are always and forever will be and should be the most important.
Yes.
Like, yes, is it impressive to be a Triple Crown? Absolutely. Is it impressive to be a Grand Slam?
A Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and especially like when you're in such high company. Like, and look at it this way, what is it? The Miz is the only person to do it twice.
Yes.
To be two-time Grand Slam champion.
And
so
I'll die on this hill.
Like,
that's a great name to be next to. I'll die on that hill.
Absolutely. The Miz has earned that. Like, his career has been phenomenal, especially from where he came from. Like, a dude who
everybody genuinely hated.
Everyone hated and was like just big from
reality TV
because he was on fucking what was it, The Real World?
Something like that.
For one season.
For one season on The Real World, and like and you know what, he did everything he said he was going to do. He said, "Hey, I'm going to be in the WWE and become a champion."
And damn it!
And they laughed at him. And they fucking laughed at him. Look at him now. Dude's a future Hall of Famer.
Honestly, I would. Honestly, here's a question for you. Would y'all mind if inevitably the day comes when The Miz is inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he is, for anybody who's doubting that he is going to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
How would you feel if he main evented that Hall of Fame?
I feel like he would be like the headline guy of his class.
Yeah, he was the headline.
I can see it. It's going to be years away, but I can see it.
Yeah. No, there's still some time, but
he still has gas in the tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the way he wrestled. He's like, I don't want to say safe. Like, he is a very safe wrestler. Like, he's never injured. He doesn't injure anybody else in the ring, and he doesn't take unnecessary risks. He's a very smart wrestler.
Yeah.
He's
very safe. I don't remember any time someone got injured.
No, but I'm saying, like, he doesn't he doesn't style his matches to be like, I don't want to get injured. He does what's right for the match. He does big spots. There's no doubt about it. but like he's smart and he's good. He's very talented.
Yeah,
he's safe in the aspect that he doesn't get hurt and he doesn't hurt others.
Like people are good with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's safe. I don't know if the word is safe. Maybe more like he's very conservative in the ring. I would say sometimes. That's not a terrible.
But his psychology is so good. Like he understands the psychology of a wrestling match so well.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to do big flashy spots.
Oh no.
It's like the same thing like with Flair. Flair was so amazing in the ring. The dude can make a fucking arm drag look devastating.
Oh no.
Flair flop.
Not giving an arm drag, not even taking. Like Flair was like an incredible seller, and like with his bumps always looked crisp and clean and nice, even as he got older. But like the psychology of how to run a match, like we've talked about it in the past. I'm big on psychology. I love the psychology of wrestling, the character work, the heel versus the face, and everything that goes into it. Like I think that's why I have such an issue with like AEW, because they don't really do it. WWE does it more than anybody else because that's all they ever did. That was their main thing. Back in the days where people weren't hitting 450 splashes off the top rope, when people, people made DDTs a finisher. DDTs now are a transition move because of the way wrestling evolved.
Yeah.
But like, in the days of DDTs, fisherman suplex, sidewalk slams were all like finishing moves and not just transitional moves. Psychology was king. That's what made these things look so good. So a guy like The Miz, his in-ring psychology, the way he sells, the way he does his moves, they look devastating, and that's what's important. It's like, he doesn't have the most protected finisher in the world with the skull-crushing finale, but like, the guy's smart. He learns from everyone. He takes on certain things. Like, look, what was it? Flair, kayfabe gave him the figure 4 leg lock, so he ran with that. He stole the fucking yes kicks from Daniel Bryan, kayfabe, just to get heat. And it became a thing that he still does, even though Daniel Bryan's not even in the company anymore.
No,
he does it better than Daniel Bryan.
But that's
let's not go that far.
I mean, I wouldn't. It's different, but it works.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. If we're done with this, I actually have a topic that I would like to talk about. So,
the floor is yours.
We have mentioned TNA in their partnership with NXT.
TNA.
However, we don't talk much about what goes on the TNA side of things. And I feel like that should change right now. Slammiversary was this past weekend. By the way, Slammiversary, for anybody who doesn't know, is, I guess you could say, kind of like their company's like WrestleMania, I guess.
Oh, yep, I got it. I'm sorry, Cap, but when you're done with this topic, I have a topic that can perfectly go in with this. But go on.
Oh, okay.
Just continue.
Yeah, we're just not gonna talk about the very odd
maniacal laughter.
Just made. Yeah, we're gonna just not talk about the maniacal laughter, I guess.
Sometimes the
and now Dom's doing it too. Cool,
dude.
got it. Okay, moving on. So yeah, Slammiversary happened this past weekend, and like I said, it's basically their company's WrestleMania. It's their biggest pay-per-view of the year. Usually this is where you get a lot of cool returns, cool introductions to TNA, and most of all, you get a lot of title changes when you come here, and this was no shortage of that. Some highlight matches included a tag team called The System, which is a faction over in TNA involving Eddie Edwards, his wife Alicia Edwards, Moose, for anybody, and one Brian Myers, And if that name is familiar to anybody, it's because he is formerly known as Kurt Hawkins in WWE. So Brian Myers. And Brian and Eddie were actually tag team champions for the company for a while. His wife Alicia was TNA Knockout Tag Team Champions with Masha Slamovich and Moose. I believe Moose was the World Heavyweight Champion. So this was like a legitimate faction with all the gold. They did the all the gold scenario with these guys. So anyway, obviously, all defended their titles. Alicia was successful in defending with Masha. However, her husband Eddie and Brian Myers were not so successful in their defense, as they dropped the TNA Tag Team Champions to ABC, which is the team of Chris Bay and Ace Austin, two members of Bullet Club. Actually, both men were recruited by Jay White, so you could sort of say they are the TNA branch of Bullet Club, because every company has some sort of branch of Bullet Club, except WWE for some reason. But you know, that's neither here nor there.
The OC. It was basically the Bullet Club.
Yeah, it was Bullet Club with the serial numbers filed off.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's a combination. That's a topic for another episode. But yes, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, your new tag team champions, and we just mentioned their partnership with NXT. So there was actually a match featuring some NXT wrestlers. We mentioned last week the reunited The Rascals, involving Zach Wentz, Trey Miguel, and Wes Lee. They were actually in six-man tag action during this pay-per-view against NXT's No Quarter Catch Crew. For anybody who is unaware of the No Quarter Catch Crew, to be honest with you, the most notable member is William Regal's son, actually.
Oh, good for him.
Yes. Charlie Dempsey, I believe his name is. Somebody can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But they did have a match at Slammiversary, and Rascals did end up winning that match. So, very good. Big ups to them.
Did any other NXT guys show up, or is that going to be a surprise?
I don't believe so. Don't believe so. Also, TNA World's Knockout Champion Jordan Grace was defending her title at Slammiversary last weekend as well, against Ash by Elegance, who, for those of you who are unaware, formerly known as Dana Brooke from WWE. I'm going to level with you. I'm very happy to see Ash getting the opportunities she unfortunately could not have in WWE. I'm very happy to see that she's getting a title shot over there. And I have paid a little bit of attention to Ash by Elegance, this character. I enjoy it. I know some people have said it's very samey to, let's say, like a Toni Storm, or I think I heard Tiffany Stratton as well, not understanding where that came from. But maybe more so Toni Storm. I don't think that's the case. I don't think there was any character stealing or anything like that. I think people are just being a little crazy. Shock of all shocks. The internet's being the internet. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Jordan did end up defending her title against that. So she does retain. We had a new X Division champion as well. Mustafa Ali, the current champion over there in NXT. Not NXT, TNA, my bad.
NXT
I mean, same thing at this point.
Yeah, dude, just say NXT. It saves time.
Does it though?
I like saying it.
Is X Division champion. However, he actually dropped that belt, I believe, to a guy on the indies that I absolutely love. You guys may have heard of him, Speedball, Mike Bailey. He's what? Yeah, Speedball. His name's Speedball.
You know what a speedball is, right?
He doesn't use it that way. What do you want me to tell you?
I'm just saying, you know what a speedball is, though, right?
Yes.
You know what a speedball is? Good.
Yes,
you're good.
yes,
I don't have to say it out loud for everyone.
No,
you don't have to.
You don't need to say it.
Sure, because I could just say it right now. No.
Thank you, Dom. Anyway, wrapping this up.
I love how he waited.
Yeah, true. Anyway, to wrap this up, we have. Okay, you good?
Okay, I'm done.
You gonna behave yourself, Francis?
I promise I will not inform anyone of any unnecessary narcotic slang.
Okay. Thank you. Anyway, to wrap this all up, we had the TNA World Championship, which was actually being defended in an elimination match.
Oh, that match was so great. I saw that one.
It was actually, I actually went out of my way to watch this match, especially because it was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. There was 6 men participating in this match. The world champion, Moose, as we said. Steve Macklin over there, another guy making his name in TNA, and I'm glad to hear it. Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, honestly a personal favorite of mine. To be honest, we were talking about one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. I would include Josh Alexander on that list. Dude is a machine, a weapon, as you will, a walking weapon. Frankie Kazarian, everybody's...
The heavy metal rebel.
Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. Formerly known, so good to see him as well. And of course, the planet's favorite wrestler. You say his name, and he appears. I
believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh, God.
We will get that soundbite.
We will get that soundbite at some point. Through hell or high water, we are going to get that soundbite. Anyway. Phenomenal match. All 6 of these guys really gave everything. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't rooting for Joe Hendry, obviously. But I'm not at all upset with the results. And the winner and new TNA World Champion, Nick Nemeth. Dolph Ziggler is TNA champion. So
good for him, honestly.
It was that match. Oh my god, I was watching the match. It was. Oh god, that was really hyped because there was an early exit. It wasn't like he had the time. It wasn't like he was the last person pinned. The champion actually got pinned, like the second person to get pinned.
Which was insane, by the way.
We had betrayal with Joe Hendry getting betrayed. That's ultimately what got him eliminated. And then obviously Dolph Ziggler, one of the best performers in all of wrestling, is he finished it out just phenomenal.
It truly was. I guess we also had a heel turn midway through with Josh Alexander betraying Joe Hendry. Sad thing to see. Truly a sad thing to see, man.
How dare he betray our Lord and Savior, Joe Hendry?
Josh.
What a Judas.
You are on a shit list, sir. And I don't even think you fully understand how deep that shit list is.
You just made a powerful enemy, Josh Alexander.
Oh god. But anyway, yes, that was Slammiversary. You guys have any thoughts on this pay-per-view?
I knew that Nick Nevis ended up picking up the belt, and good for him. But I didn't know the whole thing was one big elimination match with all the guys you just said. I just knew that Moose, Joe Hendry, and Josh Alexander were involved. I'm also glad to see that TNA is using the NXT partnership to draw in more viewers both on TV and in person, because I took a look at the venue for the championship match at the end. It's bigger than what they usually do. Like, it's not an arena or anything, but like there's drawing in more crowd of people. And that's good for TNA, honestly.
I'm happy
I'm glad to see them moving up in the world.
I'm genuinely happy to see it. I'm glad to see we've basically seen like a roller coaster when it comes to this company. It's the rise, the fall, the rise, the fall, and now we're slowly seeing yet another rise from them.
They're American SMK. They've gone bankrupt twice, and yet somehow they're still here.
That's the funny thing about TNA. Like this is a company that has gone through so much like nonsense, like so much like backstage politicking, so much just like not even like really wrestling related things most of the time.
What other promotion do you know can say, and then I got screwed over by Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins?
More importantly, what wrestling company do you know that can say, and then I got screwed over by Billy Corgan, and still be around to be able to say that?
What other wrestling promotion do you know got bought by Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins?
NWA.
Oh, yeah. Somehow I completely forgot about that.
Can I,
yes, go Yes, go ahead.
Unless anybody else has anything to say about the pay-per-view, alright, I got something to match off of this.
Okay.
Because, oh my god, I'm amazed that I've never blown up about this subject sooner this podcast.
Oh shit. Alright, buckle in guys, it's time for the Scott take.
As we obviously just talked about, the championship match was a 6-man elimination match. And then I think the Friday, either right before or after, WWE, I think it was SmackDown, had a gauntlet match for, I forgot, I think it was for the tag team titles.
Number one contenders, I believe.
For the contenders of the tag team titles. And this is my thing. I'm gonna ask you the question first, and then I'm gonna yell about what I get pissed off. Why doesn't, besides obviously the matches, the obvious match, why doesn't the WWE utilize the elimination matches? And also, can we get rid of this goddamn gauntlet match? Like, oh my fucking god, I was hoping this was just a Vince thing, but we keep fucking seeing it. It is the worst match idea of all that I've witnessed so far. It pisses me off so badly, because they are always so obvious on who's going to win these gauntlet matches, and it just does not make fucking sense. Just have one big elimination match, because when I saw the TNA championship match, I got so hyped for a match that I haven't felt in so long, because to be honest, elimination matches are my favorite fucking type of matches. I just love the concept of it. I love the fact that you just like you can make anything happen throughout the thing, and it will still be amazing. Like we witnessed, like the champion literally like got out early, and it was still like, oh my fucking god, like what the fuck's gonna happen? Like we still had no clue who was gonna win.
Okay.
So yeah. So why don't they utilize it more? Like,
so if we want to get really technical about it, they have an entire pay-per-view dedicated to this.
I know. I said besides the obvious one.
I was gonna say if we wanted like get really like pedantic about it, you know, the elimination. There's an entire pay-per-view dedicated to this type of match. Now I agree with you. I'm also a fan of elimination matches. I love the chaos of these matches. I agree. And they've made for like some genuinely exciting moments. That said, I do not share your hatred for the gauntlet matches. Because in my mind they are completely different matches, to be honest. There's a lot of chaos involved when it comes to elimination matches. I look at gauntlet matches more like a marathon, to be honest with you. We've had some, in my mind, we've had some genuinely wonderful performances from this. It was an elimination. Somebody can quote me if I'm wrong here. Somebody can correct me. It was an elimination match that gave us Kofi Mania not too long ago.
Gauntlet.
It was it was a gauntlet match.
Match.
Yes, my apologies.
Yeah, because he had to go through and everybody to get into the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, like that, this match is what gave us Kofi Mania, basically.
And also kicked Seth Rollins into overdrive because he had probably one of the better gauntlet matches.
I mean, Kofi's title run is a very forgettable title run. It's not really that, like, we remember it because of the non-stop, like, pain that the whole New Day had to go through. But, like,
I kind of agree with
at the end of it sucked, and he lost it in 5 seconds.
To Brock Lesnar. But, yeah, I agree with Scott. Everyone remembers more the moment of Kofi winning, not less the run itself.
I was there when he won it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you were.
Nice.
But yeah, like the moment of him winning was phenomenal. The following title run that came with it was okay.
It had a disappointing ending. I think people crap on that title run mostly because of the ending.
Yeah,
entirely
to Brock Lesnar with a single F5 in 5 seconds, you know, does not make a great ending to a title run.
No, it does not. But that was Vince McMahon looking for you. So
yeah. So I did see something earlier today. Well, not today. I saw it earlier in the week. I think, honestly, the day after the last episode aired that we talked about it.
Well, hold on. I apologize. Before you get into that, Francis, you have anything to say here?
Nah, I'm good. I said everything I had to say. You know, gauntlet matches are good, and yeah, Kofi's ending to his title run sucked.
Fair enough. All right, continue, though.
So, last we spoke about this, I think it was in the last episode of the Push, that we talked about the crossover with Call of Duty.
Yes.
And we knew about Rhea Ripley, and that was about it. And then we assumed Cody was in it because of the Crossroads. Lo and behold, we were correct. But the third operator, the third character you could play as in Call of Duty Modern Warfare was not anywhere close to what we had all picked.
Yeah,
we all
I know what he's
said Undertaker, we said Roman Reigns, there's so many on Cena.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, who they went with was a great choice. I don't know why we didn't think of it, but I'm a little upset that we didn't think of it, and it's none other than Rey Mysterio.
Oh.
But the main thing that I want to talk about with this that I thought was very interesting was basically each one of the operators get their finisher. So Rhea can hit someone with the Riptide, Cody can hit someone with the Crossroads, and Rey Mysterio can do his like wheelbarrow, like kind of like he doesn't do the 619 because what is there? There's no ropes, you know. So it's, they kind of went with his like wheelbarrow like roll up like deep thing.
Okay.
Except instead of a roll up, he just spikes the other guy on his head, which I think is pretty fucking cool. But the main thing I want to talk about was something I didn't realize that they were doing too. They also got, not as a character, but they got Michael Cole to do announcing. So like,
that's awesome.
So if you're playing as Rhea Ripley and you go to hit someone with the Riptide, you hear Michael Cole basically like calling, like kind of like oh, she going for Riptide and she gets it, blah blah blah, like this and that, or like yelling about Cody hitting the Crossroads. There's also a finisher that you could use, and it's a steel chair. So you just beat someone to death with a steel chair,
and a power bomb.
And then there's their power bomb, which Michael Cole also has recorded voice lines for, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, I'm still not going to play Call of Duty because I think the last one was a glorified DLC, but I think it's pretty cool that they added that.
Oh, well, that's good. I was about to ask if Call of Duty was good again.
Not really. Not until Black Ops comes out.
Okay. All right. Oh.
And that's all I got.
Oh, that's... All right. Anybody else got any stories?
I got one more.
All right, let's finish it off with Scott.
Okay, so recently the Hardy Boys were both asked a question about the NXT Championships, and they said they were both very interested on winning the NXT Championships. One, because it's a milestone they've never won, they've never crossed off before, and two, it would be great to be the first cross champions. Or something in that nature. But here's the thing, after showing interest in NXT tag titles, are the Hardy Boys the right choice to be the first cross-brand champions? In which my opinion is, I don't want to see any major, like a popular former WWE member be the first cross-brand champion. I want to see
the old timers.
I want it to be someone that was not really there, like Joe Hendry. Could make sense because even though he was the lawyer to Lana and Rusev, he wasn't really a major part.
He was just an extra.
I swear to God, I forget that happened.
Yeah, and so many people that are champions nowadays were all extras at some point.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Like people like Dolph Ziggler, I wouldn't want to see. Mustafa Ali, I wouldn't want to see because he was majorly in there, although he didn't win anything.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You don't want like a former WWE person coming in to win a title.
It will just leave a sour taste.
I get that. I could see it. Like, I agree with you on that. I wouldn't want a former WWE person to be the first cross-brand champion. But like, I wouldn't be honestly, I think Joe Hendry should probably be either Joe Hendry or oh my God, why can't I think of her name now?
Jordan Grace.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh God, please, Jordan Grace.
I would love to see Jordan Grace as a double champion. Like I would love to see her as the Knockouts champ and the NXT Women's champ at the same time.
That would be amazing.
But then you can properly defend the title like that.
Exactly. But then I would also not be super upset about the Hardys coming to win the NXT tag titles at some point, just so they can kind of cross that off their list. But like, definitely not the first one.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, what's the point if you have probably like, yes, I think it's a good idea to have them win it. It's safe because everyone knows them. But I don't take that away from someone else. Someone else, yes, exactly. Someone that could use that clout of being the top, cross-brand kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I've been quiet during this segment because, to be perfectly honest with you, I kind of agree. I love the Hardy Boys. I love them. They are probably one of, if not my favorite tag team of all time. However, they're barely even 40 something at this point. They're like getting closer to 50 now, I believe.
There's also been videos of them really like botching the moveset.
There are people that I believe
Matt is
that
49,
there are
Jeff is
simply
46, by the way.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, Matt is getting there. So yeah, I don't know, man. As far as who I would like to see it done with, I think Joe Hendry, absolutely. I think
that's a safe choice.
That's a safe pick. That's like, you know, a very safe pick for that to happen.
But he's like so over with the crowd, it only makes sense.
He's over with the world.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, he gets one of the loudest pops in NXT.
In wrestling, period. This man.
Well, I'm just talking specifically NXT because he doesn't, you know, he's not signed there.
Yeah.
So, and like, for him to be so over with the WWE crowd who really doesn't, you gotta admit, WWE crowds tend to not know who other people are when they come in.
No.
You know, when you get people coming from other companies, they're like, who's that?
No, but if there's one thing that people do know about, it is memes.
Exactly. So like, that's why, like, yes, it's a safe bet, but it's like, it would be so easy to get him over. And think about those merchandise sales. If you have Joe Hendry winning,
you could make
NXT,
$1 million. You could genuinely make $1 billion just putting his face on a shirt.
Oh yeah. Because I tell you one thing: if he came to NXT, right, as a TNA wrestler, won the NXT championship, I guarantee you that next day I'll probably buy that T-shirt.
Oh, I would already attempt to try and have it in my cart. So
yeah, exactly.
I would have it in my cart as the match is happening, basically.
Would it be a shirt where it's a meme of him smiling, or is it one that just says "I believe in Joe"?
No, WWE
literally is just a picture of
I
his
believe
face.
in Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
I'm saying
like the front would say "I believe in Joe Hendry" and on the back would be his face.
Yes.
Probably something like that. And to be honest, if you did, even if you had nothing on the back and it was just his face on the front,
it would still sell.
You'd easily just make $1 billion at this point.
The theme song is the most popular meme, but the picture of him smiling is the most.
Well, people, I think, kind of like combine the two together. They correlate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Joe would be a very safe bet. I can't really think of anybody else that I would put there.
Jordan, you wouldn't do what Scott and I would do and have Jordan be a double women's champion?
I wouldn't be mad if it happened. I don't think that Jordan is popular enough yet with the WWE crowd specifically. I think give her a little more time to cook, give her a couple of more appearances with the WWE audience. I think the match with Roxanne Perez was a phenomenal step forward. But yeah, I think we all think back to the Royal Rumble appearance of Jordynne Grace, and you know, I was very excited about it. My girlfriend was very excited about it when it happened. You know, we were blowing up our Discord chat with talking about it. But I think we still have to take into consideration with Jordan that there are still a lot of casual wrestling fans that don't know her yet. Is the thing.
But like, I'm not saying she needs to show up tomorrow in the title. Like, put her in a feud. So, let her show up on NXT a couple of times. I'm just saying. She.
I won't be mad if it happens. I just think she needs a little more time to cook. Is all.
Oh yeah.
It's not ready just yet. It's not the level of like instant stardom that Joe had the second that he showed up on NXT.
Well, yeah, because he was already a meme.
Like,
Yeah.
it's but yeah. So yeah, folks, I think.
Oh, I do have one other piece of news here.
Go for it.
I figured something out.
What's up? Nothing is playing.
Oh my god, how the hell did you do that?
Why do you think I was quiet for so long?
Yeah, Dom, you son of a bitch, you did it again.
Oh, that's beautiful. Alright,
Oh,
folks.
we're gonna have fun with this one.
We are going to have a great time with this one. Alright, folks, we are going to wrap things off there. I can't think of a better place to cut it at that point. So, like I said, folks, please feel free to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Push Wrestling, where we are pushing out daily content on both of those pages. If you enjoy this video and you like what we do here, please consider to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly wrestling content, and stick around because we have some great surprises coming up. We have our predictions next week. For next week is SummerSlam 2024. We got a lot of things.
SummerSlam is next week?
It's next week, Tom. It's next week. So obviously we got a lot of things to talk about with that one, so I am looking forward to that episode. But for all of us here at The Push, my name is Cap.
I'm Dom.
Scott Bash.
A speedball is when you do coke and heroin at the same time.
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna go kick Francis's
Alright.
ass now.
That's
Ring
it.
that bell
You
for
see
me,
that?
Dom. Come here, you